Yeah. So you might be wondering, what is CTGP Revolution? Well, basically, it's a Mario Kart Wii mod created by Mr. Bean 35,000 VR and Chatters. Two amazing people. And basically what CTGP is, it's not only just like, you can play online with Weem5, which is made by Weem and Lazarati, which is another way to play online in 2019 Mario Kart Wii, kind of insane. But it also introduces 218 custom tracks on top of the 32 regular tracks already found in the game. So what this run is a 100, or no, not 150, what am I saying? Is a 16 random track speed run of just the random tracks. But you might see we're choosing choose here instead of random. Why was I going up? Yeah, choose instead of random, because if you choose random, it's not true random. It chooses one track and then does the 32 tracks surrounding that track. But there's a function you can use called the randomizer function, which I'm going to choose a character. I'm going to choose Funky Kong, because why would you not choose Funky Kong? Called the randomizer function, which is a completely random track. So the reason we use the randomizer function is to choose a completely random track. Now, we're allowed to keep using the randomizer for the very first track until we get like a track that we're satisfied with. Because if I get like the longest track in the game, I'm just going to be resetting immediately, and this just saves a bunch of time. So I can do this as much as I want until I get a track I want, which all these tracks are over 3 minutes long that I've been getting. No, Down Township could have worked. Haunted Woods, nope. Dude, this is not a good sign. Volcanic Skyway? No, dude. Flying Kingdom? Oh, God. I hope it's not Peaks. Dude, I keep getting this cup. That cup sucks. Yeah. Hold on. Give it a second. Nope. Nope. Nope! Oh, Coliseum. That's not Peaks, but Mushroom Peaks is the one I'm really avoiding. Seasonal Circuit. That's a 5-up. That's, oh, too late. It's a 5-up track. Okay, Jungle Falls. Jungle Falls. We're gonna pretend it was Jungle Falls, okay? So, time starts when I click this OK button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so this is 16 random tracks. Not 32. Usually we do 32 because it's the max, so we don't really keep track of like the 16 times. The 32 track world record is a 1:37:25 by Lex78, I believe. Really? Ooh. Oh god. Yeah. He might have done random, because we'll see. So yeah, the strategy here is I do not want to fib. We're going to get rid of that. Basically, we want to avoid red shells. So the things you can get in first that can block red shells are green shells and bananas, and occasionally some other items, but most of the time it's just going to be greens and bananas. Whoa, okay. Oh, I golded that. Oops. I forgot to turn off the gold sounds. So I accidentally golded that. That's the sound that plays when I get a gold. Oops.
So yeah, you'll see him like holding a slightly more shallow angle than hard right or hard left a lot of the time, just because that's the turn that
I
is
think I
going
might
to.
have had Zelda Cube muted the entire time. Oops.
That's fine.
So yeah. Jungle Falls is a really short track. That was the Diddy Kong Racing track. This is New Moon Manor. This is a very long one, so it's a little unfortunate that I got it. Like I said, we only do as like super like multiple. Nice wall. That was a great angle. Oh my god, I'm getting bodied. This is good.
Oh, nice.
No. We're just gonna snipe Yoshi. Never mind. No, we got Baby Luigi. Let's go.
New Moon Manor is a very technical track. There's a lot of tricks and shortcuts you can basically do at any moment.
I went way too far to the right. Yeah. You can make that streamless. It's really difficult, and yeah, it's the thing about this category. Oh, come on, really? That's just. I get the streams with the cut, and then I get shocked out of it immediately. This isn't good. This is really not good. The thing about this category is that because you're only getting like a very small amount of tracks, randomly, you have to be good at all of them. Actually, streams is a very good item for this position. Yeah, so you have to be good at, like, you know, all the tracks. And it's a good way to, like, you know, just test that you're good at all the tracks. I'm just gonna hold these shrooms just in case a blue shell comes. So we were playing on balanced items just to make, you know, just to make it more random. I think I'm crashing to that wall again. Well, also, shrooms are good for acceleration. If you do get hit by a red shell, you can just accelerate immediately. I was lucky enough to have a shortcut right in front of where I got hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Alright.
Actually, no, shouldn't have done that. I have the shroom. Doesn't matter. Hello? I'm mad.
That looked good.
That was
rough.
Wow. And, oh yeah, another, I'm gonna take the cut. My shroom is there. Another thing to notice is that every time I fall off, which hopefully is no more. Oh no. Oh god. That was a rough pow. I'm going to be hitting A. Oh no. It's happening. I'm going to be hitting A after I just hit the ground. It gives you an immediate acceleration boost. And then if I ever get hit by a red shell and then can't speed up, I'm going to be doing a standstill mini turbo, which is just holding A and whatever your drift button is at the same time. That was really close. And it accelerates you up to full speed immediately. You're going to see me wheeling. Wheeling is the fastest form of just going straight, really. The reason we're on the Flame Runner and Funky Kong is... Cool, invisible Goombas. The reason we're on the Funky Kong, and more specifically the Flame Runner, is because Funky Kong has the highest speed set of anyone in the game. The Flame Runner is... and really every inside drifting bike, which is... The Flame Runner is the best one for the heavyweights, which is the weight class Funky Kong is in. It has not only the most speed... Oh, that banana just... Cool, good banana.
So something interesting that you're seeing Rox doing on pretty much every ramp is he's either doing a drift trick or a delayed trick. A drift trick is just when you drift on the ramp before tricking, and a delayed trick is where you wait to trick until like the last possible time that you can, basically, and that just gives Funky Kong lower air. And in most cases, airspeed is faster than ground speed. There are very few exceptions.
You're also going to see me like hopping on some of these ramps. That's just to hit the very edge of it and just to hit the ground lower. So I can like, and you're also going to see me like angling my bike just so I can end right into a wheelie, which is the fastest form of, I guess, going.
One of the worst things you can do when you're in your wheelie, though, is to just turn without drifting. Because wheelie turning obviously just loses a lot of time unless you're on automatic, because it slows down the bike significantly. So Rox has to be completely sure of his angle when he starts his wheelie before.
Okay, good. That cup was really bad. That was like the one semi-decent track in that cup. Lava Road would have been torturous.
Lava Road.
This track isn't great, but it isn't a million years long, so that's good.
Hey, well, at least you'll be able to demonstrate low tricks.
Would you like to describe what low tricks are while I do multiple of them in a row?
Okay. So yeah, as I was explaining earlier with like drift tricks and delayed tricks to get lower air, those are all sort of like a form of a low trick. And basically a low trick is when you get as little air as possible on each ramp. And in the case of BC3, or not BC3, but ramps like on the various Bowser's castles, like on Bowser Castle 3. Oh yeah, you saw Rox get it on the first ramp there. Or the first and third ramp, yeah. Basically, so yeah, that, just getting lower air, you can almost visually see how much time it saves. I think like on BC3, like getting the five good lows saves about a second over just not doing anything.
You're also going to see me on straightaways, just, you know, any straightaways, is I'm going to be like trying to chain wheelies. Wheelies last for around 3 seconds. That was a horrible chain. I don't even know what I was doing there. Yeah, wheelies last for, I think, exactly 3 seconds. So, and every time you have like 1 frame to get the best chain wheel you can get, and move the smallest amount of speed. Can I get a low, please? Yes, thank you. So I'm going to be trying for chain wheelies, which you can tell if I get them on the kilometer, or on the speedometer. If I go down to 94, that means I got a perfect chain wheelie.
Yeah, getting a perfect chain wheelie though is frame perfect, but you just got it there. That's awesome. Yeah, it's frame perfect, and not even time trials are like it's the standard to get every chain wheelie yet. Like most of the records that include chain wheelies do not get every chain wheelie.
They're getting closer though. They are getting closer.
That's definitely true. I wonder if Luke's RDS has L5. I actually don't.
I think Cole might on L5.
But yeah, but all right. But yeah, which brings about something else that's interesting. Is that so you'll oftentimes like see Rox, like he'll cancel his wheelie on a boost panel, and re-wheelie before the wheelie runs out, and that's like the optimal way to avoid chains, basically. Since you're already going at max speed, it doesn't lose a lot of time to cancel and re-wheelie, and that just allows you to avoid doing another chain wheelie very shortly afterwards.
So hopefully we're going to track 4 now. Hopefully we don't get a garbage track. And by garbage I mean super long. DK Ruins. Okay. DK Ruins is 3DS DK Jungle. The reason that CTGP has like the prefixes for like N64, GCN, or DS, but not 3DS, because there are some 3DS tracks in the 218 new tracks, is because of copyright reasons. So the tracks names haven't changed. So DK Jungle has been changed to DK Ruins.
So something interesting actually is that you're gonna see Rox trick off like a root.
I tried. It didn't come out.
But basically, that root is a sticky road trick. So those don't exist in the just in original Mario Kart Wii, but custom track creators have created like sticky road tricks, where basically sticky roads, such as the road that allows you to stick to the track when going down the long drop on Rainbow Road, like it would allow him to get a low trick without actually having to do the inputs for a low trick. All you'd have to do is trick. But sticky road tricks have a tendency to just like send you flying. They have a tendency to not work. So they can be. Yeah, they're like it's cool in theory, but in execution it just doesn't work.
Let's see what we got here. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice trick.
So it saves a significant amount.
Oh. So yeah, this category is complete RNG. So you're gonna see a lot of shocks, a lot of blues, a lot of reds. You know. I went in between those items. I didn't even think you could do that. Oh, and a lot of POWs. You can dodge POWs. I don't know if you knew that, but you can dodge POWs by just mashing the either your trick or wheelie button. It's actually probably faster to just wheelie over those.
It is like a little bit faster to do like drift tricks. That's why. But it's not easy to do because it messes up your alignment and makes it very difficult to do the turn afterwards.
Whoa, okay. So this one isn't... Oh god. Oh good, okay, I dodged it. The barrel saved me. Nice.
It may be hard to tell, but the hitbox on that barrel is like tiny. You can go very much inside the barrel and still not get hit by it, but it's kind of risky to do because if you hit the barrel, then you hit a wall and there's a lot of speed. But yeah, the hitboxes on the barrels are like.
Oh no! No!
Oh, what is it?
Oh god, I am missing. Nice.
Didn't realize you were playing Emogi.
So that happens sometimes. It's not fun. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really unfortunate.
That can happen. I thought I was gonna be able to make it. I was wrong. So yeah. That was the track. What? I'm ahead of PB. Actually, this is not PB. What's best split times? Never mind, I'm plus 230. That was
track number 4?
Yeah, so you're well on pace to get a sub 1.
What is my best pace? What's my best split times? I'm comparing against my 32 tracks time, which I'm just using best split times, or best pace ever, to look at it. It's a 51:42. That's my... Okay, cool. Red loop! Would you like to explain the loops?
Oh, okay. The loops are some of like the loops are pretty old tracks. They're like 4 or 5 years old or something like that, and a lot of them are just like sort of a plain loop with just a standard like color, and it's just walls. it's
Wario!
Just a standard track, but those tracks were recently removed. But some of the loop tracks, like red loop and green loop, which look a little bit different, remained in the back. And this is one of the hardest custom tracks.
Also, another thing that is, the loop tracks, the CPUs have speed mod. They're going like 1.25 times my speed. Because I don't know why. They just do. I'm going to change this. Just...
Yeah, you're going to see Rocks like probably struggle a little bit with getting around some of these turns with the fireballs. Really, the only way to get around them and guarantee your safety is to like wait and use a mega or a star. But if you generally take the same line, which is like going from wide to tight, then you'll normally avoid them. But nobody has the cycles on these tracks memorized.
Unless fun. This is a garbage item to get here. Yep. Alright. We're gonna hope for a mega. We're trying to also avoid thunderclouds. Because I'm like surrounded by CPUs, it's not the end of the world because I can probably easily pass it. Hopefully. But you can get thunderclouds. But basically what they do, Mario has one right now. Thanks for the demonstration, Mario. The
thing is,
they shrink you after a certain amount of time. I did not hit that thwomp. Oh, Yoshi's some stuff. Okay, yeah, you're good.
Okay, but this isn't. It's interesting because even though red loop is so hard and you lose a lot of time to hitting a lot of items usually, it's still faster than getting like most of the other tracks in the back. Just because of how short it is.
Even with it being 5 drops. A banana in 4th. What? Oh. What? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if red loop is 5 years old. Like, I just know that some of the older loops were. But this is not one of the older loops. This is an updated one. It's very something that's interesting about CTGP that I'm just gonna mention now before I forget is that there is a ghost database. So even for the original 32 tracks and for every custom track in the pack, and actually every custom track that's ever been created, there are leaderboards on the website chadsoft.co.uk. And you can go ahead and download other people's ghosts and race against them. And this is actually how like most world records are set using CTGP, and part of the reason is that it has an anti-cheat. So it's not impossible to cheat on CTGP. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but but it was only viable for custom tracks. Regular tracks wouldn't have been affected. But yeah, if you want to set a world record, you pretty much have to play on CTGP or stream your attempts.
So this is Fishdom Island. This is a decently old one, but I think it's getting an update.
I think it might be. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, pretty peaceful one. Not much going on. It's like your average. It's like the most average track. Like average as in length. Yeah, I think it's like it's pretty good actually. Like a 40. It's a really fun
It's
track.
fun to drive.
Yeah, this is a 45. You want when you're doing like these like runs, the tracks you want are you definitely want sub 2. If you get a sub 2 minute track, you're in business. So this track is on pace to be a little over 2 minutes, which isn't bad in the slightest. You're avoiding like over 3 plus 4 plus minute tracks because there are a handful of them. Another thing to mention is that you might be thinking, wait, this song is not in CTGP or not in Mario Kart. Wait, you're right. There's a thing you can do on CTGP called My Stuff. With My Stuff, you can add custom music packs, texture, just different textures. And with those textures, you can even like play as different characters. Like, I don't know, you can play as Professor Egad or Piplup if you want to, using My Stuff. You can also import other tracks that aren't in CTGP, such as Desert Bus. Yes, Sniper, if you're able to create a Fan texture over one of the characters in MKW, you can play as Fan.
Actually, I wouldn't doubt it if that exists.
Another thing to mention about the
wouldn't.
older tracks is that beam corners.
Oh no.
That wasn't a beam corner, that was just the bridge. The elevation was going a little too tight.
Yeah. But beam corners are a problem with some of the older tracks. Basically, if you drive close to the corner, it'll just send you right off. You can't even like have Funky's bike even somewhat pass over it. It'll just send you off
it
the
isn't
track.
a good time.
And if Brox gets Mushroom Peaks later, you might be able to see that in action.
Or Incendio or Six King. Any of the old tracks. Oh no. Okay, good. Toad's Turnpike and Wario Stadium are two of the longest tracks in the pack, so I'm really happy I didn't get that. But it also, like that I don't like that cup a lot. I'm really on the default cup layout. You can change your cup layout, like make it custom cup layout. The rules of this category, which aren't on the leaderboards because we need to get them on the leaderboards. Because I made this category up, smile. Is that you have to be using default layout or alphabetical. Those are like the two default settings you can have them as. You can't be using custom. Just because we wouldn't be able to tell if you having every track in the pack or not. So yeah, that's off-road. This is GBA Sunset Wilds. You might recognize it from the Super Circuit, Market Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance. It's a good track. It's pretty short. A lot of the time, I'm gonna be like, if I get a retro track or a regular like Mario Kart Wii track, that's best because they tend to be shorter. There are exceptions such as GCN Rainbow Road. If I get GCN Rainbow Road, it's going to be a very sad time because that's a 4-minute track. But you have all the SNES tracks, which are incredibly short. I'm pretty sure the shortest track in the pack is Vanilla Lake or Choco Island 1. Because those are SNES courses that only have 3 laps instead of the 5, as well as Ghost Valley 2, which is from the regular Mario Kart Wii. So we're gonna be hoping for that. Then of course, like Luigi Circuit, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that actually reminds me of something. Rox, even if he gets a track on which a glitch is possible, he's not going to be doing any glitches, and that's because within CTGP versus mode, a lot of like the lap skip glitches do not work. That was mainly meant to prevent online players from doing them in worldwides and like wars. But basically what happened is it carried over to offline versus mode, which honestly is definitely a worthwhile trade-off.
Definitely for sure.
It's way better to not allow glitches in online play than to
Yeah.
While in the versus
It would have
mode.
been nice to know that before I did my 250, but it's fine.
You failed Grumble.
Hey, it would have counted the lap anyway, okay? It would have counted. I made like Wario's Gold Mine a few times. And also I was like 14 hours deep into it, okay? I was tired. Oh. I also failed. I also tried to do the Mushroom Island one. And yeah. Oh, this is a good track. Talking about short SNES tracks.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
Oh yeah, Quill, can you do commentary for Nightmare in Dreamland? Because Sniper can't. Thanks. So this is SNES Mario Secret 1. It's a SNES track. It's not actually as short as it might seem because it is 5 laps, but it's still very short. And I'm nice.
Yeah,
really, really glad that pipe is there.
basically all this track is just driving, so it's a nice break from a lot of the like very technical tracks that you'd find in CTGP.
I need to stop hitting the pipes that are barely on the track. Oh, got him.
A fun fact, actually,
Sorry.
there's a player named LukeTB. He's like the best player of this game. He has like 10 time travel
That's not bad.
or 9 time travel records. It's insane. But one of the records he has is on the track SNES
He also
Mario
has
Circuit 3,
Yeah, go ahead.
and he gets the weirdest pipe
Yeah.
flip lap 2. It's I don't know the last time the world record was set hitting that pipe, but it was kind of insane that he was able to recover so smoothly.
Yeah,
for it to
it's
happen.
Luke's insane. Luke also has a lot of custom track world records,
Yeah.
as well as the OG 32 Mario Kart Wii tracks, just no items, no skips world record.
Yeah, Luke is very consistent at driving very quickly, and that separates him
Yes.
from every other player.
So yeah, as you can see, this track's easily gonna come under 2 minutes. Never mind, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh god. Yeah.
That was awesome.
That happens a lot. You can talk and then something
was awesome.
happens. It's just the beauty of Mario Kart Wii. Dude! Okay, cool. 2 blue shells in 1 lap. I'm not even winning. Dang it, Mario. Alright, that was unfortunate. Oh well.
Still under 2 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah. So we're halfway through the run. That was
Is that
it.
really
Yeah,
16?
that was 8.
Wow, that was fast.
Not 16, it was 8. Yeah.
Oh, right. You're doing...
Yeah, that was
right,
16
it's
tracks
good.
that were runs over.
Never mind. World record
Yeah.
pace by like a lot. Okay.
ASDF course. Ooh. This is one of the oldest tracks ever.
Something really interesting about this track, it actually recently got banned from
Yeah.
Loki Lounge, I think, because if you fall off while in like 3rd place or something on lap 3, it respawns you inside of like the big mass of yellow to the left.
I burned out.
Like I
Come
don't know
down.
exactly what it is, but it was an Easter egg left in by the developer, and people purposefully like fell off just to get the track removed from the pack.
I didn't even know that. So you might be seeing me doing a rocket start at the thanks Luigi at the start of every race. Just like I hold it down when like the 2 starts fading away. I missed it there and I burned out because I held it a little too long. You're not supposed to do that.
Something interesting about that, there's actually like a player by the name Jorge, and he's like the only top player in the community who has ever like done weird start boosts where he just doesn't hold it from the mid of 2, but like he holds it for a bit, then stops holding it, and then re-holds it again. And it's just kind of interesting how he in particular has a different
It works
start
though.
boost method.
So whatever works. Oh my god, bananas.
Yeah.
What is this song? This is Daytona, which is an amazing song, by the way. Yeah, this track's pretty boring. I don't know if you can tell. You're just kind of going. It's a great track. It's also a very short track, so I am not complaining.
Doesn't this like have more ghosts on
Yeah,
it
it
than
has
like
the most
Luigi
ghosts out of
Circuit
any.
or something?
Like track, custom or regular. Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a good like practice track if you're just like practicing. I should have just used this earlier. What?
Yeah, why haven't you?
Yeah,
used
I don't know.
it?
I was just waiting for
Yeah.
blue to happen. You know.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I had a PB, like 16 track PB. Let's go.
Nice.
Which is just best pace ever for 32 track. But yeah, that's ASDF course. Okay, cool. A few of those tracks on that cup are a little iffy. Specifically, Mission Madness. Oh, it was over. Yeah, so basically the way music modding works in this game is that every track has like a specific song to it, except for Luigi Circuit and Mario Circuit because they're the same song. Daytona is over Mario Raceway, N64 Mario Raceway. So, what is the song? Oh, this song it's some anime song. It's not my music pack. I don't know what song it is. It's over Mushroom Gorge. It's probably Touhou.
Yeah, so Rox is using the Flame Runner because that is just like the most safe vehicle to use for every track, since for the most part it's the fastest vehicle to use on every track. But in the case of Rock Rock Ridge, the fastest vehicle to use is actually the spear. And how you can tell if a track is a good spear track is if it has a long straightaways and not very many turns, and if the turns are like not super super sharp. So because the spear has good top speed, but it has a horrible drift and traction stat, and it has like very bad mini turbo stat. They last a lot less long than the Flame Runner does. So the spear is the optimal vehicle for this track. But Flame Runner isn't super slow here either, so at most it's going to be like a second or two.
Yeah, and you can't change. Online you can, but in offline versus mode, that's grass. You can't change your character vehicle combo. So we just use the Funky Kong Flame Runner because Funky Kong is the fastest. Is just the fastest character overall, barely, but still, fast character. Character really doesn't matter too much, except in like time trials, but it can add up. And the Flame Runner is, we use inside drifting bikes. The Spear and Flame Runner are both inside drifting bikes, because they're kind of OP. We don't use cars because cars can't wheelie, and wheeling just is a huge bonus for bikes. And being able to drift inside rather than outside, it makes you be able to cut a lot of corners really tight. And yeah, it's just a huge time saving over outside drifting bikes. This track is Rock Rock Ridge, and no, this is not that track, Sniper. It's not right. Otherwise known as 3DS Rock Rock something. Rock Rock Mountain? Rock Rock... It's Rock Mountain.
Yeah, Rock Rock Mountain. So you were talking about the changing vehicles thing. In online races, you can press start on the menu that shows all the players and their VR to change your character vehicle combination during tracks. And I have a theory about that because that was not implemented into the original Mario Kart 8. Then Mr. Bean implemented it into CTGP, and then it was implemented into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh yeah.
So I wonder if they got the idea from Mr. Bean. It's possible. It's not confirmed. Also, Festival Town is one of my personal favorite tracks. Yeah. There's a lot of fun tech, like the water fountain trick, and then it's a lot of just like driving, and like just a lot of driving and a lot of fun tech as well.
It's also a decently short track, so it's very good for this run. And this run has definitely shaped how I think about some tracks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like for example, with the water fountain there, you saw like an example of a type of low trick there. Because if he were to just like wheelie into the fountain and like do an up trick, he would get a lot of air.
Yeah, you can trick on a lot of things.
Yeah, and then like the rubber ramp, like in the middle of the track that Rocks had already passed by a while ago, that's an automatic low trick ramp. So you don't even have to do like any sort of drifting or hop. You can just go off the ramp and get lower.
Mention is why they kind of like panic there next to the piranha plants. Things like the piranha plants, or that was not a low trick. That piranha plants and like chain chomps, they in offline versus mode, they are super aggressive and will go after your like every move. So it's really important to like avoid them at all costs because they will hit you.
Yeah. In time trials, they're just cycle based, but as Rock said, in offline versus mode, they will specifically try and target you.
I did not want to let it go.
It's actually really interesting. Like a lot of tracks are starting to become limited in that respect. GCN Mario Circuit, one of the regular tracks, the record just barely loses to the Piranha Plant. So in order for the record to be improved, it has to get a much faster pace up to that point, like maybe 0.1 or 0.2 ahead of the current record. So record there is pretty much maxed out until somebody gets an extraordinarily lucky run, and already that track requires so much luck to get that run in the first place. So
another track that's like that is Moonview Highway, because there are these two cars at the very end of it. And like lap 3, there's like a cycle of cars that are super tight. Like world record already like almost clips one. So that's like another one that's like, I wouldn't say maxed out, but very close to it.
I do think that with Moonview Highway, beating that car is going to be significantly easier than beating the Piranha.
And there's also Peach Gardens beating the last chomp.
Yeah, that's not going to be improved. Like, without the hop strat. Or unless Luke decides to try it with Flame Runner, which he said he was going to. I mean, it's going to be pretty much impossible for him to get that time, but you never know. Like, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Luke Brown.
CTR Cortex Castle. This is a track from Crash Team Racing. As you can see, there are tracks like Donkey Kong Racing tracks, Crash Team Racing tracks. There's a Sonic Adventure Deluxe track, like Twinkle Circuit, that's in the pack, that aren't necessarily complete custom tracks, but aren't completely, like, you know, just retro old Mario Kart tracks. They're tracks from other games. And I think it's really cool to see stuff like that. This is probably, I think this is the oldest CTR track in the pack. It definitely is. And it's a little overplayed, in my opinion. A little overrated, but still a fun track.
Yeah. What basically makes or breaks this track in online races is the Shroomless shortcut at the end. It looks like it doesn't save that much, but it saves a lot more than you'd think. It's like 5 seconds.
Especially compared to failing it.
Yeah, and it could be done Shroomless,
which I'm going to regret.
It's a really broken. It's a really broken shortcut.
Oh god, I didn't even get a hop or a mini turbo. Yeah, that strat is super difficult, at least for me. I'm really bad at it. And it loses not that much actually if you lose it, but it's still very unfortunate, and you do want to get it.
There are multiple ways to attack that shortcut too. A lot of people like charge a mini turbo and wheelie. A lot of people just charge a mini turbo and do a spin drift. Some people just do a spin drift without charging a mini turbo. Some people just do the Toad's Factory technique where you flick your control stick from left to right in the middle of a drift and it gives you a little bit of extra air. There's a lot of ways to do that shortcut, but none of them are particularly easy.
I don't really have a method of doing it. I just kind of, okay, but here we go. It's time, and then I usually fail it. This is a track I need a TT desperately. Another thing cool about the time trial thing, I'm actually going to wait for this blue shell. Nope, way too early. Actually, never mind, it's right here. Yeah, I stopped on blue on that just for acceleration. Oh, got it, nice. No! We're not gonna talk about that. Yes, I am using Trixie's music back. Yeah, another thing about the time trial is that Mr. Bean implemented like gold stars and all that, which basically it's just like a little reward for beating the expert staff ghosts. And a lot of people have tried to beat all 250 gold stars, and only a few people have done it.
It's not, truth be told, it's not particularly hard to get every gold star. It's just that people aren't necessarily gonna waste their time with that. But,
it's cool. It's just a little cool thing.
Yeah, it is cool.
Nice trick. Cool. Yeah, there is. What? Okay,
The gold stars basically teach you how to drive the track. They're not meant to be overly difficult, but they're meant to like sort of showcase the various strats and shortcuts that you should be doing.
0.5 out of 3.
Hey, you know what? That's better than a lot of people do.
And that second, I should have made that last one. I was too far to the left. Yeah, I need to work on that track. It's fine. I was not paying attention to where that track was. Oh well. And that track's also a log one, so it's not the best to see. I probably could have saved off of like 45 seconds by not failing shortcut 3 times. But oh well. 4 more tracks, I believe. I think it was 12.
I'm gonna make a prediction. The next track is going to be
Lunar Lights. I'm gonna bet Lunar Spaceway. Because I seem to get that a lot. Nope. Jungle Falls. No!
Same thing.
No, dude.
That's karma. That's karma for menuing it off at first.
It was coming.
Okay, Color Wonderland is actually a pretty fun track to drive. There's a lot of cool tech. There's a lot of cool tech on it, but it's really
this track
hard.
Is so. Oh, I hate this track so much. Basically,
like,
if you know physics, they don't exist.
I think this track is from 2015. I'm not sure. It's an old track. But basically, it's really hard to drive if you don't know what you're doing.
I barely know what I'm doing.
Which Rox does.
I've failed it so much to know how to not fail it.
Yo, Rox, you should show off the Easter egg.
I'm not showing off the Easter egg.
You know, the cannon to the star, it's so cool.
The Easter egg from me is not falling off. That's enough of the Easter egg.
But basically, yeah, it's actually, there's a lot of tracks in CTGP that do have like really cool Easter eggs on them, such as like Bayside Boulevard, Volcanic Valley, this one, just to name a few.
Doesn't Skygrove have one?
Skygrove,
nice.
No, I don't think
See,
so.
things like that. That's just stupid.
It very well might. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're gonna fall off.
Here we go. It's starting. I just took that, and it's so I'm blaming my TV here, but I'm not getting a lot of these startup boosts, just because I'm playing on a CRT, and it's hard to tell when it's up to CRT, and I'm getting blued. Oh God. I'm not gonna mess it up now.
That's why Color Wonderland is especially tough too, because normally like there's a consistent distance between like the falling point and where the bike lands that you can just get into muscle memory of how to time that startup boost. But there in particular, it's like it's sloped upwards, so the timing is a little bit different and it's hard to adjust. And there, like after Rox landed, it's sloped a little bit downwards, so it's a little difficult to adjust.
It's painful. Oh, I missed that completely. Sometimes, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be like trying to like hop onto the very edges of some ramps. I'm notorious for jumping over the Toad's Factory ramp by doing that. The one right after the the one right before the left to right conveyor belts. Like I'm notorious for jumping off like over it instead of on top of the ramp.
Yeah, you're talking about that
the
ramp.
The ending ramp.
Okay, yeah, that's not difficult to jump over.
I do it all the time.
That's actually slower to jump over that one. You want to like just delay your trick there. You don't actually want to like do it.
Yeah, it's just
You don't
habit.
want to do like a hop trick.
Because I thought it was faster for so long, and then I was like, no, it's faster. All right, we made it through that track alive. So that's a win for me.
One thing I will say though is that if you do know how to drive it, it's really fun in online races.
Because no one else does.
Nobody else knows how to drive it. There are a few tracks like that.
Another one being not this track. I was hoping it wouldn't be Peaks. Bayside Boulevard. Talking about another track with an Easter egg that I'm not going to show off.
Okay, yeah, this one it just allows you to go to the top of the building.
No.
But yeah, at the start, I think you're gonna see Rocks go through like a plant trick to go through the off-road cut a little bit faster. The thing is in that case, it's actually worth it because the off-road isn't heavy off-road. It's just light off-road.
There are certain tracks like that just have a super light off-road, and sometimes they just make the off-road a little too light. That one, okay. This track's a lot of fun. A lot of tech to it. A lot of like low tricks you can do. This crab sucks. And that hill right there is a little wonky sometimes.
That's kind of facts.
I jumped over that thing. You can get a trick off that like water grate. I just missed it. Actually, I'm gonna go for green shell because I barely hit the off-road and I slowed down to stop. I'm gonna try to get a green shell. That's not a green shell. I can't get an item.
The thing is,
oh, I should have gone for the thing. What am I doing?
Bayside Boulevard is notoriously difficult to drive just because of all of these slanted, just like all of these slopes and turns you have to take, like at the top of these slopes. It's just kind of complicated, but it's really interesting because you can take advantage of the sloped incline to get a mini turbo out a lot more quickly than normally.
No.
Like you can sort of see that in the Warriors World Mine No Glitch record and like pretty much anywhere where there's like a sticky road point where there's a peak coming up. Like it's actually
like
really interesting.
This specifically right here. Whoa, bam. I'm completely forgot to go. What am I doing? I have this green shell. I'm going to be trying to keep it. I failed that plant trick. Oh no! Okay, that didn't work. I'll just get another green shell. It's a green shell. Basically, a cool thing you can do with the green shells and Goombas in this game is that if you snipe a Goomba, it drops a mushroom.
I wonder if there's a Pepsi Man like
there's
custom
gotta be.
character model.
There's gotta be a Pepsi. Something like
That
that.
would be something. That would be so cool,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm
actually like gonna have to check the custom wiki for that later.
Alright, we're gonna try to snipe this Goomba up ahead. It's gonna be a little difficult. Oh, I got him! And I got the mushroom! Wow, I'm impressed with myself.
Whoa, that was a professional sniper.
Yeah, okay. That's Bayside Boulevard. I could have played that a lot better. There's a few strats I could have done that I didn't do because I'm just not good at them yet. But we're working on it. Wow, I have a lot of time saved on the split. Okay. 2 more tracks.
You got 15 minutes to do it, so if you're well on
fine. As long as actually, even if I get peaks twice or something like that, I should be fine.
Yeah, even if you get
DS Mario
twice, you're
Circuit.
fine.
This is a fun one. It's a little. It's scaled like. Some parts are scaled too big, some parts are scaled too small. That's how I feel about it. It's a weird balance.
The DS Mario Circuit, for the most part, is just like another driving track. I think this is the first track that you're driving that has like the second type of terrain that you'll see, like that has like the RDH slippery, like that's around the point where the piranha plants are. But otherwise, this is just a standard driving track.
This one's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool lines you can take. This is actually a really fun one. I should TP this. This is fun. It's not very technical. It's just kind of, you kind of go. Oh, I hate that turn. That turn sucks on any vehicle, even on Mach Bike. Mach Bike is just like the middleweight equivalent of, of the Flame Runner. It has got like.
Yeah. This was the slippery dirt that I was talking about, by the way. But yeah, on like a lot of U-turns, what you want to do like is most of the time you just want to go super tight on every turn you can. On U-turns, you want to actually start from a wider line and then go in very tight. And that just allows you to make the turn a little bit more easily.
Yeah, I went too early there. It's fine. Another thing you're going to try to see me like do on turns is chain wheelies, not chain wheelies, chain drifts. Basically, it's just in the name, you're just chaining your drift together.
Yeah, the idea behind that is
Really?
is like by having a wheelie in the middle of like your by having a wheelie. So like you'll see rocks sometimes like on long turns like release his mini turbo but then immediately start charging another one like there. If you do like a wheelie in between it or you're very fast about releasing and repressing the drift button, Funky Kong will get significantly less air. And it's actually really interesting how deep that can go. Like on Ghost Valley 2, you'll see that characters or that people driving it will wait for their wheelie to wait like until the last possible second to start drifting again after their wheelie, so that way they take the turns a little bit wider while still getting out the mini turbo at the same speed. I don't completely understand it myself, but the level that chain drifts can go into this game, especially like with the tech, is quite incredible.
That was the Mario Circuit. That was 15. That was fun. Sure. One more track. Let's end on a bang. So yeah, another thing about chain drifts, I think adding the wheelie, you can do it without the wheelie. Adding a wheelie saves like a frame every time you do it, like one singular frame.
Oh, I apologize. That was like the worst explanation I could have given. Sure.
Oh
for
god.
slip drifts.
Okay, sure. This one.
Okay, let me simplify it. A slip drift basically allows you to start a drift with getting the least amount of air possible from the hop. Oftentimes you'll see like slip drifts come from landing from the air, like people will hold their drift before they land, and that allows them to not have to hop and wait that extra time to charge the mini turbo. Oh, this is a good track.
It's pretty long. So, nice. That was good wall. Get out of here, baby Mario. Is this the ramp that if you load trick it, you die? I don't know, because I somehow got a top trick. I think they got patched.
I don't think so.
I hope someone hits that, otherwise I'll just put a fib in my own mind. Without thinking.
I don't think you might. I don't know.
I was somehow on the A button. Can I go, please? Thank you.
There was an older version of that track where that used to be a flipping trick ramp, and if you used a mushroom, you could actually get up to the spiral above, and it wouldn't count the lap. On Fortnite.
There's another. Oh my god. Also another. Oh yeah, that shortcut exists. Another cool thing you can do. This fireball's really. Fireball was really in the way. Another. Oh no. Another shortcut you can do is like get blued at the right time. I think this is also in the GCN version. It might only be the GCN version. It wasn't in actually the Wii version. But you could get blue shelled at just the right time, going over a gap, and like end up on the other side of the track. It's pretty cool.
Another thing that's interesting, so there's a technique in this game called wall clips where basically normally if you wheelie head on into a wall, like it'll cause Funky Kong to bounce upward and backwards, and then there would be a height cap. But if you hit the very edge of the wall, the height cap is significantly lower, and because of that, you can actually get like tons of air by clipping the very edges of walls in this game. And what that on the older version of this track, you could clip the pole at the start and get up to the point where rocks just passed a few moments ago, just before all the U-turns. And it would save like 30 seconds.
There's a blue shell version of that strat. Like, oh my god, that was the worst green shell of all time. Granted, I should have done the shortcut a little better. Oh my god. that fireball's terrifying if you're just in the right place where it explodes. It's so hard to avoid that during that.
That shortcut is a great example, though, of a shortcut that's mainly tailored for carts and like double dash, and it's clear that it doesn't translate super well to Mario Kart Wii, but you can get it to work. It's just a little bit more difficult to do with a bike.
Oh, that is the ramp that if you low trick it, you die. So some ramps are really stupid that you low trick and you die.
Oh, yeah, if you low trick it like that, yeah. I thought you just meant like doing a delayed drift trick, but if you low trick it like that, yeah, you're gonna die. The same thing happens on Festival Town. Like if you low trick it too low, you're just gonna fall.
See, I know what ramps they are. I thought that got patched, but I was wrong. I haven't played this one in a while. I definitely drifted away from that wall, but sure, whatever again. But yeah, we're coming up on time. Time is when I cross the finish line.
Since there's a little bit of time left in this run, I figure I point you guys in the right direction on how to get this pack yourself. You need Mario Kart Wii Disc, and you can get it from chadsoft.co.uk. Go to install and just download the pack.
Please
it's a lot of fun.
Okay, we'll get more time to explain it. There are a few videos online that explain how to get it that work perfectly fine. I better not lose to Donkey Kong. Okay, cool, I'm not losing to Donkey Kong. Time, by the way. But yeah. Chatsoft.co.uk is the site to go. CTGP is a wonderful thing. Mr. Bean and Chatters, amazing people, doing amazing things in the community. You can just play so much extra content. You can play MKWii for free, online 2019 for free, like I said. It was great.
Yeah. So, moral of the story, get CTGP.
There's so many different communities that you can join. The speedrunning community, there's the time trialing community, there's the competitive community, there's the casual community. So many different people doing so many amazing things. And yeah, it's a ton of fun. But I guess that's it for this run. Next up is me again. It's Kirby Nightmare Dream at 100%. It should be a pretty good time. Thank you, Zelda Q, for commentating. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
See ya.
See you later.